Hello, thanks for watching The Happy Technician. I'm extremely happy, and we're just going to bang through this really quick tutorial on how to batch import users into Frog, or batch import users that you've already got created and you want to update the details. This goes along with one of the picture tutorials that I've stuck up on the blog, and it is in fact the first tutorial that I've done. So let's jump into Frog, and once you've logged into the WebKit and you've clicked admin, which is here, you need to click import users. That will bring up the import users dialog, and it's worth reading this information here, as it will help you with the import process if it's the first time you've done it. Login profile and user groups, these are things that are Frog based rather than Active Directory based. So just pay attention and have a look and see if you're using them. Personally, I'm keeping the login profile as the default one and haven't even explored user groups yet, so mine are all default, so I'm not too worried. The big thing here is the unique ID. Each user has a unique ID, and what this is telling you is that if it finds a user in its database which has the same ID as a user you're importing, then the imported user will overwrite the one in the database. In this instance, when we're importing students, the unique ID is the UPN that you get from SIMS. So to import a user, just click Next, and we're going to select our CSV file, and this should have already been prepared. If you're not sure about this, just have a look on the blog. So you're going to have to upload your CSV if you haven't already, and that's simple enough. You just click Browse, find it on the local machine and click Upload. I've already imported CSVs for Year 7, 6, 8 and 5, so I'm just going to demonstrate with the Year 5 one. Click OK and then click Next. So although I've blanked this out to protect the user details, this screen will give you a preview of the information and the column headings. Worth having a look at it just to check that it's correct. If you aren't using a comma delimited file, you can use any other one, semicolon, pipe, tab or space. I usually use comma because it's the default one, and then click Next. This dialog allows you to map the Frog trade fields to the column headings in your CSV. As you can see, the unique ID for me is UPN, and what I tend to do is name the column headings in my CSVs that pretty much the same thing as the Frog trade fields. It just helps, it makes it simple. Notice that I'm not using password. That's because I'm using Active Directory authentication. If you were not using Active Directory, then this might be useful to generate passwords and then give them to users. This would allow you to have control over that, but we're not using that here, so that's fine. Network drive, again, I've called it home drive, but this essentially just maps to a Windows share on one of our file servers. I'm also using some extra fields, and the ones I've given extra are year and reg. This just corresponds to the year group of the user and the registration group. This will give you some flexibility when you're designing sort of like access control on websites or redirections and stuff. This information is probably already in Frog, and this may be extra work that I didn't need to do, but again, brand new to it, so I just put them in there so that I could do a bit of testing. Once you've matched your fields up, click Next. It will give you a summary of the information. It will show you the heading and the data under that heading. Again, a good time just to review. And then you click Next, and away you go. I've already imported all these users, so I won't be clicking Next. And that is how to batch import users. If you've got any questions, feel free to ask in the comments.